Alright guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel here today with a very specific video about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Since you guys have already seen it in the thumbnail but also in the YouTube title as well as the description, I'm planning to do a hardcore or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 hardcore let's play or a playthrough. Yeah, this is obviously or will be a pretty fucking big project, right? Because as you guys know, this game is insanely huge. Not only with the vanilla version, you already have tons of hours, or you know, a decent amount of hours, let's call it that way, to get play, but also since there will be 3 DLCs coming out up until the end of the year, we have a decent amount more of time to invest into this game, and I'm really looking forward to this. But you know, first of all, I want to give you guys a short background on why I will do this, and sort of shortly give you guys an overview about my relationship to that game, or to this game. Interestingly, this game is actually accompanying me for quite a time now, because I was actually, and I'm not really someone who's like wanna point that out, but you know, it's kind of like part of the story I would like to give you guys in brief. So you know, Warhorse Studio obviously launched for the first part of the game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, a Kickstarter campaign in like 2016 or 14 or something like that. And I was actually, you know, I found out about that in a video on a German a gaming channel, and I was like, hold up, that looks like a super interesting thing. I was also obviously really into history since I was later studying it, and then I was like, hold up, let's just do this and see how it goes. And I was able to actually play the beta there back then. I think that was 2016 or something. And you know, I was like, hold up, that looks pretty decent. But it kind of, you know, I obviously was like following it, but then on release I played it for a decent time, but I was so unnerved from the combat and like things in the game itself. Really at the beginning already, I was like, hold up, I'm not gonna play it right now. And also I had other games back then I was playing, so I was like, you know, it almost felt that the game was sort of you know, I kind of forgot about it. And then 2020 or something like this, the 2019 actually, I saw a video again from a German YouTube review channel of games, and I was like, you know, they pointed out that this game is now with all the DLCs in a super cool state. And I felt like, you know what, I have bought the game, I supported it, but why did I not play it yet, like fully? And I started to play it, and from there on, it, you know, sort of a relationship to the game grew quite decently. And since then, I have now spent around 500 hours on a console and on PC in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 already up to this state like 70 hours. So obviously, I really enjoy playing that game. So this is kind of like the quintessence, right? Because I did play it in the normal mode. I did play it 2 times in hardcore mode, another time just in normal mode, like 4 playthroughs, and then like 2 playthroughs I started but didn't really finish it. And then in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this is sort of, which you can see right now, is my first playthrough on private, obviously. Yeah, and so obviously I really enjoy playing that game, and this kind of brings me now to this video here, because Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 with the hardcore mode has brought me probably the most amount of joy and immersion in a single play RPG. Like, I'd never had this before. Maybe, you know, comparable is like Red Dead Redemption 2 or something, but I don't think it's really comparable. And so therefore this has been my favorite RPG for a while now, and also or you know, the series, and also especially because it's set in the medieval ages, right? Or it's inspired by medieval history. Don't get me wrong, it's more like this, it's not accurate in that terms, but like inspired by medieval history in of Bohemia. And so therefore I really, obviously, as you guys know on this channel, I really enjoy RPGs, and I also really enjoy fantasy slash history inspired games, and obviously this is part of that. And all of this kind of, you guys need to throw into a pot and think about it as why I want to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as a project now here on the channel. And I would like to do this, you know, I asked you guys at the beginning of the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance back in February if I should play it like on normal or on hardcore mode. I was already there back then leaning towards the hardcore mode, and you guys also told me that I should play it in hardcore mode. And hardcore mode is obviously very something specific.
Good doggy. Good boy.
If it comes to the amount of immersion you're getting in or another amount of immersion you get besides the normal mode in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And the hardcore mode in KCD 1 was already, you know, bringing the immersion for me personally to another level. And I would tell you guys in short why I want to choose, why I did choose this method or a gameplay mechanic, what I plan to do in hardcore mode, and what you can, like, in general expect from the Let's Play, which is like intertwining with the second point I just made. So first of all, for sure, to give you guys a sort of introduction, I'm currently walking around on my playthrough here in Sitoki on the second world map. Just, you know, I'm just walking around here, nothing specific, just as sort of like the setting in. Yeah, hardcore mode obviously is a game mode which has been brought into KCD 1 a bit later than their release, obviously. And what it does, in brief, is like making the game more difficult, while also giving you way much more immersion, or a higher immersion level. And so therefore, in the base game you had, or in KCD 1 you had 9, for the start you had 9 hardcore, or, you know, difficulty perks, or like perks, which you need to pick at least 2 of, at least in KCD 1. And you know, these perks you had always, and they were obviously they had a decent amount of a negative impact into your playthrough. The same is obviously here in KCD 2 the case. It is expected to have, and it's already known, that there are 10 negative perks, with negative, obviously, incomes through the complete, you know, while you're playing the game, obviously. Then another thing which was in KCD 1 and is also now in KCD 2, besides already these perks, you have no fast travel, right? You can't travel with, obviously, with those, you know, with those fast travel spots you have all around the maps, around the maps. And then you also do not have the chance to locate yourself on the map, which is probably, for me personally, one of the coolest things, because then again, you know, you can't really see yourself on the map, so you always have to kind of like find yourself in the map, right? So you have to actually navigate and see, like, oh, where was I? Where could I maybe get some orientation from? And this kind of gives you like a feeling of really being immersed, or really actually acting in that world as a whole. With that also comes the fact in KCD 2 that you can't talk to people, which might give you directions, or at least you can't do it if you pick a certain perk. And I'm not sure if that is already you know, confirmed, but in KCD1 you were also not able to eat out of these pots, right? Because they didn't really give you any food at all. So I'm curious if that is also a thing in KCD2, but if I'm looking forward to it anyway. Or no, it doesn't really matter, but it makes it a bit more spicier. Then, so obviously you have several things which make it more difficult, let's say it as a whole, while also being more immersed. So this is kind of like the summary of the hardcore mode, and this is also why I did choose, why I chose this gameplay mechanic, because not only it makes the game more immersive, also for you guys, it makes it much more, I think, attractive to players, since obviously a lot of unoccurred things can happen. Oh, and by the way, I completely forgot, there is another big thing I need to mention. You have in hardcore mode no possibility of saving, besides only if you're like, I'm not sure if when you're sleeping it's gonna get saved, but the only thing I at least know of when it's gonna get saved is when you're drinking a savor schnapps. So you actually have even less methods of saving than you already have in normal mode. Yes, obviously this you can pick to the, or yeah, tell to the hardcore mode as a whole. But yeah, once again, and obviously it makes more attractive for you guys as viewers. Then I hope it also gives you guys also a bit more of interactivity, because you can, or interaction, because you can give me some inputs, or what, you know, we might want to do next and so forth, and what I should go for, since obviously we have way much more options in hardcore mode, and also more options to die of, obviously. Or at least faster, let's call it like this. And then, but also not least, it's also, I think, more entertaining, right? Because I think a lot of more pain, at least, you know, like in the game for me personally, can occur, because as it is, obviously the game will get more tense, more spicier. You have to act way much more strategically, and so forth. So I think as a whole, it just adds way much more, how do you call it? Like way much more in-depth content for you guys. So that's why I will choose the hardcore mode over the normal mode as a playthrough. And with that, obviously, you know, there are obviously a few things I would like to focus on specific in hardcore mode. And obviously, once, and most importantly, I will pick all negative perks. I will not gonna pick only 2 or 3 perks. I will pick all of them 10, just to make it more spicier, right? First of all. So this is my first rule. Then my second rule for me personally, since it's also an RPG, right? It's a role-play game. Immersion is pretty important for me, so I would like to actually try to act as someone who is living in the world, while also not, you know, completely ignoring the fact that we're playing a game here. And we do also have our free choices. I mean by that if I would completely like play on immersion level, I would completely sort of like sort myself into a specific direction, or at least a rail, which I do not really have a lot of space to work around, right? So if, for example, if you guys would imagine that we are like, for example, Henry, who is like super religious, or and obviously as he is religious, he would obviously like to go for super coherent lifestyle in religion and so forth, and this would already make it a bit harder to play it, which I'm not gonna say. I'm still would like to act as a role, but obviously with the fact that I would love to still have some space of interpretation on how we want to play out that role, right? I hope you guys know what I mean, kind of like, but just, you know, that as a reminder that I would like to be in a world and actually stay in that world, sort of like immersed, but also still want to get inputs from you guys, but also from me personally, on how I can do other choices and not like fully completely orientate myself in the role of Henry, obviously the main protagonist, right? So this is kind of like my second rule. And with that also comes the rule, at least for me, that this game is also like a space to relax, right? Or something to spend time in. It's like a world where you're kind of like virtually living in. And so therefore I would like to take my time, not only with playing, but also like with choices we can do, things we can interact, things we can craft, things we can explore. And so obviously you will not completely just see here a let's play which is focusing only on the main quest or side quests and completely ignoring every other things, because this game has way much more to offer, and I would actually like to cover that. So first of all, you know, we're obviously gonna do the side main quest. That's obviously clear. The DLCs we're gonna play as well. With that combined together, we're gonna do activities. We're gonna do archery. We're gonna do hunting. We're gonna do crafting. We're making potions. So we're gonna, obviously, and for me very important, we're gonna do exploring. So we're also just gonna walk around and see what actually has this world to offer, right? We wanna also unveil secrets, whatever those secrets will be. We will go for immerse ourselves as a whole. And this is also pretty important to mention, these earlier these earlier things I mentioned, because, you know, I would also like not only give you guys a immersive playthrough with obviously sometimes funny moments, I can already tell you that, guys, but also I would like to actually check out the Codex over here from time to time. So I would actually like to set our character Henry also in that sort of medieval ages back then. And obviously this game is only a small, you know, reduction of complexity of the whole topic of the Middle Ages, right? First point. Second point is this game is not historically accurate, right? In that term that it's not able to reproduce a so-called game of the Middle Ages. As I always say, and this is also kind of like the opinion, or I'm leaning towards the opinion of the historians, that this game, or like specific games, were kind of trying to act that they would be authentic, that these games are so-called inspired by history, which is probably the better term to use here. And obviously in that kind of thing, I would also not only check out the Codex and check out the character here and there, obviously not everything, we will see. But, you know, here and there, go for some articles, maybe also connect these with our character Henry, with the world and so forth, and maybe even criticize it, right? We might even see something which is not really fitting in these articles. So it's only also kind of like a little bit of a small education parts I would like to put into the Let's Play as well, just to, you know, kind of like complete the immersive feeling that we are sort of in a inspired medieval world, right? So this is another thing I would like to do, right? And then a small task which is kind of like combined with the Codex, but this is like a small first challenge I have thought of, is to actually collect all skill books, right? Obviously you have here several skill books. For example, here I currently have the Skull Crusher on heavy weapons, and I'm trying to, as a small challenge, see if we can actually pick up all skill books. And with that we could also go and, you know, I would not only collect the skill books but also collect like normal books and so forth, so we can like do some mini challenges in the game. And you know, I will probably read out some of the books we, you know, found also as well. You know, just for the sake of like reading the Codex as well. And yeah, so therefore, that is kind of like my goal I would like to fulfill here. And yeah, this is kind of the things I plan to do. So in short, hardcore mode with all perks. We would take our time with the immersion and actually be in the world, play realistically, but also not neglect all of the funny moments we can get in that game, which means obviously we do have space for interpretations. Then I would like to do to read the Codex, and also with that add to the immersion a little bit. Then we're gonna do also just play the hardcore mode as a whole, obviously. We will play immersively, obviously, like I said, and then do some mini challenges here and there. For example, as my example, collect all skill books, right? So yeah, and obviously, if you guys have challenges and also like in general any more ideas and things we could do, please let me know. I'm always eager to get your input, right? I think we're gonna walk this way right now, and yeah. So this is kind of like, these are kind of like my plans here in brief. It still took a bit long for you guys. I hope it's not too long, this video now. But yeah, these are like my plans. And now to the last point, what can you like expect in more of like the time right now? So first of all, obviously this is an information video, and it obviously, I will drop this video earlier obviously than the release of the hardcore mode, which is now currently set, I think, to like mid-April. And I'm not sure yet if I will just instantly put out the first video of the Let's Play when the hardcore mode drops, right? It might get like May, even June, who knows? Because obviously I'm kind of like, you need to remember, guys, I have exams in June of, studying. I also will probably go, or change the apartment, let's call it this way. And this obviously will still take some time, and I will also go to vacations. So I'm not really sure when I will drop the first video, but when I do, I will already let you guys know like 2 weeks before or so when I will actually start it. And this obviously will be a pretty fucking big behemoth of a Let's Play, right? It's kind of like an odyssey we will venture through with literally all DLCs. And that means obviously there will be, or this I will try to do the longest Let's Play I have ever done. And obviously invest with all my sort of like motivation and with all my love for this game into that Let's Play. And I hope you guys are on board as well. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, please let me know what you guys think of this video, and let me know what you guys think of this project, what you might want to see as well, what you might want to change. Oh, I see bandits there, we're not gonna go there. What I could still do. Maybe you guys have ideas for challenges or like mini challenges in the playthrough, and so forth. Please let me know everything, and also negative everything I could do in this playthrough. Yeah, and obviously once again, expect me to do like a pretty long Let's Play. Let's put it that way, right? And obviously still, you need to remember I'm still studying and working, so therefore there might be some videos who will take some longer, and I'm not really sure if I can really put out completely a regular Let's Play. But I'm definitely trying to do the current, a procedure where we have like every third day a video. I might even be able to do it every second day. Who knows? But yeah, that more to later when we get there. Yeah, I think at the end of this video, I'm super stoked for this playthrough, which is coming up. I'm super hyped how the hardcore mode will look. I think we will have a lot of difficulties, I can already tell that, because hardcore mode is not really that easy. It makes the game not completely like more difficult in combat or so, but you have to think way much more strategic on how you act and what you're doing. And I think this is actually the challenge, but also gives you way much more immersion and, in my opinion, fun. And also, I hope for you guys it's more fun to watch. So yeah, I'm once again super stoked. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys in the first Let's Play video here on the channel. Soon, at least, I hope. Or in another video on my channel. And yes, I hope you guys like this project. Please let me know. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe. Would really help me out. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the first video. Take care.